But I hope we understand that the security, internal security, is not just about the police.
Exactly.
It's about all there's immigration, there's customs, there's the police, there is civil defense, and to some extent there's the DSS. It all comes together. They had a conference recently in Abuja where they were talking about the need for a central intelligence center where this intelligence or information is analyzed.
We actually mentioned this too. When I started,
yes.
I spoke about the unity among the
non-existent. And Mr. Markley talked about a joint intelligence committee.
Yes. You see, what you said is correct. The only thing why we've been talking about police is because police is actually meant for to secure the civil society. The police do not see the citizens as the main reason why they are doing their job, why they are there. Yes. So for every time you go out there, you need to come back to report to those people that you're actually protected. So the truth is, you might be protecting me, but you're not telling me what you're doing. Then I don't trust what you're doing. Yeah. I'm not sure if you are for me or you're against me. Yeah. So the key thing is information. See, we might have police PRO, all sort and all sort, but that's not enough. No. We need to have a better channel of information, a better channel of disseminating information to the general populace, and also let them know step by step what you are doing to achieve the peace that the people want. Yeah. Okay. That way you get their buy-in into everything you're doing, and then they will be ready to support you with all information.
But you're a Nigerian. You know that the more secrecy there is, then the more we feel like we're doing something.
That's what we call intelligence, because you see, you then need to be able to differentiate what is to be sent to the public and what is to be secret to you. Because until an information is actionable, it's probably not necessary to be there in the public. Exactly. So you also have to sieve all those things and know which ones. And of course, it is what you know that you react on. The people would not be upset if they don't know something. But whatever you tell them, make sure you play your role in ensuring that what you have informed them you will do, you do it.
And this brings to mind when like shootings happen in America, and then the police chiefs give press conferences. Reporters ask them a question. I'm not in a position to answer that question now. I mean, I always ask myself, what would a Nigerian policeman say in this situation?
You know, there is this situation where we are very economic with numbers of dead people in this country. You find out that, okay, you remember there is this plateau killings. The police came out first of all and said that it's 35 people that died. And then later they changed it again, it's to 100 and something. And then of course the people are saying it's 200 and something. So you find out that we are not, either they are trying to protect their own image by saying that, oh, less people died, not many people. But again, we have to now sit back and think the life of even one Nigerian is very, very important. Yeah, very, very important, and we have to treat it that way, not just see it as numbers.
Okay, we're about to wind down, or we're winding down now, so let's just talk about what can the security agencies do to draw the people in
closer,
so that they can share information? What can they do? That's Sanusi.
Well, first of all, technology is key. Making people feel comfortable enough to share that information. Like we said earlier, some people are just more afraid of physically providing information. Maybe, you know, if they can, once they have a platform, whether it's online or on their phones or whatever the case may be, they can send that information, and then they get feedbacks in terms of what is being done, how the information is being handled, what has been, and you get that on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, or whatever the case may be. Then people would realize that the information that they're providing is actually being used to solve the problem. Once you can do that, and I think the trust would be built over time. But it's something that has to take time, because the trust is not there at the moment. But we have to start that now. It can't be yesterday. We can't think about it. We have to do something and let it grow.
Let me just read this tweet before Mr. Makri comes in. Mahatma says, I agree with the guest that said there are intelligent police officers, especially in the high-ranking officers, or recipients, as he calls them. Yeah. But the bulk of the matter lies on the users. They're almost illiterate officers that would sabotage the intelligence received. In a situation where you go to report a security development and end up the prime suspect, he says, I've seen a friend locked up and accused of being one of the robbers that came to rob him. He went to report a robbery case and was arrested as a robber. And he says it's hopeless.
Again, like I said earlier, if there's a rule of processes for arresting a suspect and detaining them, if technology is deployed, that must be followed. If it is not followed, you report it to the X squad. It is simple. As it stands now, the X squad is very, very effective within the police service. And they will deal with any officer that is erring. I have too many examples to cite, yeah, with regards to the X-Force. Someone, I don't know if you mind me quickly explaining. Someone's driver was involved in an issue, car accident. The other person was a big man, dragged the driver to the police station, slapped around by police officers. My friend told me, I gave her the X-Squad's number. Within an hour, the police officer that slapped him was in custody.
Mr. Makri, we're winding down.
In Nigeria?
Yes, real quick.
Yes.
10 seconds.
I think the police need to do a lot of public relations, community relations, you know, and then, of course, see themselves as a police service, not a police force.
Sir?
You see, that mentality has to change, because when the police force was set up, it was to protect the colonialists. Now we are Nigerians. We are all ourselves. There is no colonial here, you know. And they have to change that psyche of thinking that their own is a service to the nation, to a service to the people, and not.
I think they have removed the F from their name.
No, it's still there. It's still there. It's still not a Nigerian police service. It's still a Nigerian police force. Yes.
Well, you see. I mean, my colleague, they've also said a lot of things, but I think we need to basically give out more information to people, and then voluntary information by the security forces. Like, for instance, there are softwares everywhere that you can actually solve everything happening on Google, everything happening on Twitter, on all the social medias, and then you can get some intelligence that is required by the people on these platforms and proactively send it to the people. By the time the people keep getting information from the police that is useful to their day-to-day activities and lives, they then believe that, oh, there is an emergency somewhere, who cares about me? Oh, there is robbery going on there, don't pass that route. There is traffic law there, don't do this. There is this. I mean, you can imagine you as a citizen receiving a message that this place is no-go area, don't go there, and this is coming from your police. That means they are actually protecting you even before you know it. So really the people will be happy to work with the police in that way.
Thank you very much. We have been chatting with Mr. Dennis Amakre, retired Assistant Director at the State Department of Security Services, Mr. Sanusi Ture, Security Consultant, as well as Mr. Ajishafe Abiodun, Security Practitioner. Thank you very much for this very interesting and enlightening conversation.
Thank you. You're welcome.